Do you know why your doctor doesn't believe that your widespread joint pain from the musculoskeletal syndrome and menopause is happening? Because they didn't realize that estrogen receptors, one, existed till the 90s. Oh, that it was in your actual tendons. So it wasn't in textbooks, okay? So science is coming along at a snail's pace for women's health. And so because they weren't taught it, they don't believe it, and they just think that men and women are the same. And I am here to tell you the way your estrogen receptors express themselves, which apparently is very high maintenance in our tendons, is unreal. Your estrogen receptors as a female in menopause, postmenopause, is very different than your male counterparts. Even if it is an age control, it is completely different with how the estrogen receptors and the progesterone receptors express themselves. Apparently the female's estrogen receptor beta is just like such a real pill. And just so you know, estrogen has to bind to the receptor so that it can do whatever it needs to do. So when you tell me you have widespread joint pain and all that tendonitis is popping up out of everywhere and nowhere and you swear you did nothing, I believe you, because you have a chemical soup of yuckiness happening. You're kind of set up. But this is why we talk about controlling what we can control, keeping your muscles strong, keeping your range of motion so that we don't biomechanically stress your tendon more than it needs. This is why I try to nourish myself, sleep, and yes, I take hormone replacement therapy to keep my tendons healthy. If we want to take it one more level, we could keep stressing our tendons in a healthy way before we get injured and do maybe 10 minutes of jumping a week. And jumping can look different depending on where you are. And if you're in pain and have an active pathology, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about knowing that your tendons and ligaments need to have a certain amount of stress to be healthy. But if we overstress them, they're tendonitis. But if I if I under exercise, your tendons become weenies. It is a delicate balance to be a human. And I know you're going to say, people have lived all this time. No, here's the thing. I want more for you. We're living longer. I want better quality of life. And I don't need to just sit by and suffer because my estrogen receptor beta is overexpressing itself like a drunk at a party. And this is why we talk about science so that you can understand you're not crazy. You were just primed for inflammation.